Is Trump about to throw Stephen Miller under the bus? Miller's immigration policies are one of the big reasons why about 5 million Americans protested Trump on No King's Day, while hardly anyone showed up to Trump's birthday parade. With frequently masked federal thugs abducting people off the streets and assaulting elected officials, and the military invading U.S. cities, more Americans who supported Trump are now turning against the Miller-Trump deportation plan.
You got to get scared that people who are not criminals are getting, lassoed up and deported.
I didn't think that they were going to start deporting literally anyone and everyone that looks different.
It's despicable what they're doing right now.
3 key facts. Number 1, Miller is the brain behind Trump's immigration policies.
Stephen Miller is at the top of the totem pole.
Miller has been using Trump as his ventriloquist dummy to push his own anti-immigrant agenda. Miller literally puts words in Trump's mouth. Listen to Trump when he's giving a speech that's probably written by Miller.
I will direct our government to use the full and immense power of federal and state law enforcement to eliminate the presence of all foreign gangs and criminal networks, bringing devastating crime to U.S. soil.
Now compare that to Trump in his own words on the same subject.
The great Dr. Hannibal Lecter is in a hotel room near you.
Number 2, the initial popularity of Trump's immigration stance, which helped him win the election, was based on a lie. Regurgitating Miller's words, Trump managed to scare a lot of voters into believing the lie that there were
millions and millions of people to come into our country that are criminals, that are the highest level criminals.
Bull. It's just not true. Trump can't keep his promise to deport millions of hardened foreign criminals because there simply aren't many. Extensive studies show immigrants are way less likely to commit crimes than US-born citizens. And sanctuary cities and counties have lower crime per capita than non-sanctuary counties. Since there aren't actually millions of criminals to deport, Miller has reportedly ordered ICE to instead do the opposite of what Trump had promised. He wants ICE to go after hardworking people with no criminal records, so ICE can meet an arbitrary quota of 3,000 abductions a day. That's why ICE targeted garment workers and day laborers outside Home Depot in Los Angeles, and high school students in New York. Number 3, Trump's weakness is on display. He's already had to back down and admit to being wrong. On June 12th, he posted, quote, "Our great farmers and people in the hotel and leisure business have been stating that our very aggressive policy on immigration is taking very good, long-time workers away from them, with those jobs being almost impossible to replace." You see, mass deportation is not only a horrific attack on human rights and due process, which it definitely is, it's also a recipe to wreck the economy, because undocumented workers do some of our hardest, most essential jobs. Bowing to pressure, Trump has overruled Miller and ordered ICE to back off farms, hotels, and restaurants, at least those in red states. The success of MAGA's anti-immigrant fear-mongering in 2024 has scared some Democrats away from defending immigrants. But they don't need to stay scared. A Quinnipiac poll conducted around the time of ICE's LA raids shows a majority of Americans disapprove of how Trump is handling the deportations. It turns out most Americans don't want inhuman cruelty for cruelty's sake. Standing up for the human rights and dignity of everyone in this country, regardless of legal status, is the morally right thing to do. But it's also smart politics. Remember 2018? When Trump and Republicans were ripping children from their parents and putting babies in cages. The majority of Americans were outraged. They took to the streets. Democrats fought the child separation policy relentlessly. Trump was forced to back down, and Democrats won the House in the midterms. If Democrats have the courage to fight cruel policies, voters will reward them. And when Trump realizes that it's Miller's policies that are turning his own voters against him, no matter how much Trump praises Miller now,
The great Stephen Miller. I love this guy.
Trump might soon start pretending he hardly knows Stephen Miller. I'm Allan Piper at Piper 13 and Piperama. Follow Courier Newsroom for the facts you need.